The New Orleans Saints cut their roster down to 53 men. Some tough decisions were made, and there were a few shockers. Now, before I get into it, on a more human note, these players give their all, their blood, their sweat, their tears, all in the name of seeing their name on a 53-man roster. Some players' dreams became true, others' dreams crushed. Some players will never get an opportunity to play in the National Football League again. So that always should be remembered. But back to the Saints. There were some decisions that were made by the Saints that, in my opinion, were pretty obvious. Like Isaiah Foskey, the 2023 second-round pick of the Saints coming out of Notre Dame. Isaiah Foskey was the all-time leader in sacks at Notre Dame. The Saints selected him in the second round, thinking that maybe he can be their next great pass rush because of his ability and skill set. But it never really translated. Isaiah Foskey never became what the New Orleans Saints wanted him to be. In fact, the New Orleans Saints tried desperately for Isaiah Foskey to convince them that he was the guy, including playing a lot of snaps in preseason. It just didn't work out. I hope that he ends up landing in a spot where he can live up to his potential, but it just didn't happen in New Orleans. And then you have some shockers, like running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I thought he probably would have ended up on a 53-man roster, considering he's one of the best running backs at blitz pickup, and he's also extremely talented from his time in Kansas City, coming out of LSU, being a first-round pick. And he also contributed to the New Orleans Saints when they were down at the running back position last year. But hopefully maybe the New Orleans Saints will bring him back on the practice squad if he clears waivers. Then you also have Jake Haener, who at the beginning of the offseason process was a part of a quarterback competition. But it was pretty obvious that it was coming down to Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough. And Jake Haener was the odd man out. As the Saints cut their roster down to 53 men, now it's time for the real work to start. Kellen Moore is trying to mold a team in his image, and this 53-man roster is a start. The New Orleans Saints are trying to infuse some youth inside of the locker room, combined with some seasoned veterans to try to make a run at the NFC South title. Only time will tell if this 53-man roster will live up to what Kellen Moore's expectations are for the team. Or is it going to be one of those seasons where the Saints are going through the motions? Everybody understands that this team is going through a rebuild. But the question is, are they going to lay the foundation this season that can catapult them to finding success for years to come?